So this is probably our most stupid adventure yet. Like we have done stupid shit here before, but it has all been kind of mandatory, and this is nowhere near mandatory.
It's no wonder this December has been hard to bear. So far we've had
0 minutes of sunlight.
but we try to get by without it and concentrate on getting our homes comfortable, doing something that lights our spirits and nurtures our minds. Oh, and about the stupid adventure. This must be one of the weirdest things we've done here, considering the scale of this renovation.
This is not how I want to live my life.
If we exclude rebuilding the foundations, rebuilding the fireplace foundations, rebuilding the floors, reshaping the floorboards, rebuilding the ceiling. This is not a big task compared to everything else we've gone through. It's just an added task. So hanging tight, it's about to get choppy.
It is +2 degrees and raining. And I don't know if it could be any worse. This view will be nice one day. Or the view is nice, no matter what's inside this bathroom, but this is the sink for the mudroom. I have been thinking of making the mudroom like countertops from the leftover concrete we had, because the date, like the best before date on those has gone by. So I'm thinking it's not smart to use those in any like structural things. So maybe it will be the countertops. I lost my interest towards the tiling or the grouting that is waiting for me over there in the bathroom, and I thought that I'm gonna start to see how this floor acts. From when I was installing the threshold there, I noticed that the paint comes off quite, it's difficult to get it off. Sanding machine thing, it kind of makes it sticky and blocks all the grain in the sanding machine. So I thought that I'm gonna try to like sand the first layer and then try with the scraper how it reacts. We have a Speedheater, but I don't dare to use it here because there's these cracks between the floorboards. But I'm gonna try, and I'm pretty sure after a day I'm gonna feel like the grouting isn't that much of a task after all. So I'm good at fooling myself into like difficult jobs that I don't want to do, like moving on to something more difficult. So that's the idea here. So we're off to a good start. I can't find my good scraper, so I'm gonna try with this. Then I have this, and then I have a pack of these. This is cabinet scrapers. So let's see.
Come all you young rounders, story I'll tell of the promise of heaven and the warning of hell. Take heed where you ramble, or too soon.
Acts exactly like I thought it would. Feels pointless.
hillside where the new flowers grow. Well, he met in the springtime, sun sinking low. Two star-crossed
It comes up so much easier when in the spots where I have like cracked the surface, but it seems very hard to get there with the sanding machine. So my dream would be to remove all the paint and leave it on the wooden surface. I want this to feel ancient, and I feel like if there's paint on the floor, it kind of ruins the vibe I'm going for. But we just need to figure out what tools works the best. There is, of course, an option to use like these. The paint would come off more easier, but they take away the shapes on the floorboards, and that's definitely something that I want to save. So we can kind of see where people have walked on these floors before. And there's of course the paint removing stuff, the liquids, or how do you say? But they're so expensive that it would cost probably like 1,000 euros just to buy enough of that stuff to like go through this floor. So that's not something we can afford. We'll just keep on trying. I think we'll figure out a way, or if not, we're just gonna gently sand all through this floor and then just paint it. There's like two options. Either we get it done or we don't. It has taken about 1.5 hours probably to get this far, and I feel like this is not how I want to live my life. So I will be bringing the Speedheater from home and just try. I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried this, I've tried these, and so far these are actually the best ones for this job, but they just get dull very quickly. So hello, I just came home. I drove my husband to the town, and he's going to see a gig in another city. So I came home and I'm gonna go and pick him up at around 1 a.m. So that's how we roll here in the countryside. But today is 9th of December. It's plus degrees still, and it's just so very, very dark. So I've been feeling like I want to decorate a bit here at home, just to make the mood a bit more light, not that depressing. So I've been putting on some Christmas lights and decorations, and I'm just laughing at these decorations because I like old and kitschy stuff. It doesn't fit here in this 90s apartment at all, but that's all I have. So I've been spreading these vintage style ornaments and decorations around this small apartment, but I'm just dreaming how nice they will look like whenever that day will come that we get to move into the our ancient log house, and I get to spread all this stuff around there. I am not religious, but I have always enjoyed Christmas. It's more like a festival of light and gluttony for me. Yeah, it's nice to have something festive here in in all this darkness. But today I am actually recording some, I guess narration is the right word. My friend owns a dance studio, and they have these shows where the students perform, and the dance teams from that dance studio perform. And another friend I know has written these kind of poems to go between the performances, and my job is to record those poems and check some sort of music to go with them, and that's my task for tonight. So this is fun. It's been a long time since I've done anything like this. I think it was 3 years ago when I recorded one kind of similar project for them. I can put a link somewhere here if you want to see that. It's here on my YouTube. But before I start recording, I want to show you my Christmas decorations. So over here in the hall, or by the entrance, we have some tinsel, and I love this. I put some starry lights there too. And here we have let's see if you can see something. We have these kitschy house decorations. I want to find more of these, but they're kind of hard to find on flea markets, and I don't want to buy them new. So there's these childish and kitschy stuff here, and vintage handmade. I think this is huge. Tablecloth. And here in the bedroom I have these beautiful lights that these are similar ones that I had when I was a kid. The colors don't show that well here on the camera, but they're like red and yellow and blue. Everyone who's had these know how it feels like to step on these. And then I have more of these like vintage style cardboard decorations and old Christmas tablecloths. None of it matches this apartment, but to me it's more like the feel than like putting on something trendy here. So I try to focus on getting these second-hand decorations that can live like decades probably. So, and they will go well with our old house whenever the day comes. I don't know about you, but this is my absolute favorite. Languid. Difficult words. Vappu, what have you done? Languid. Shift slowly across the surface.
Smoldering, raging from my core. I bring heat, warm and tender, vast and all-consuming. Away, over and within. Do with it what you will. And leave me longing.
I just saw some statistics about how much sun has been shining in Finland, and during December the sun has been shining less than an hour in the capital area, which is the southern part of Finland. And about 6 minutes in, I don't know if it's southwest of Finland. And there's not a statistic of this exact area where we live, but the rest of the Finland, it was basically 0 minutes of sunlight during December. It's not the darkness that I mind that much, but it's the lack of snow. When there's no snow, it's just this. And I don't know if this is like engraved to human minds to be viewed as a depressing sight. And I don't know why, but it kind of is. There's this kind of gloomy atmosphere that I like also, but not all the time and not for months, and it's been going on for too long. I'm heading to the kitchen, which is not heated at all, so it's cold and damp and dark, and there's just no escape. So this is where we left off. I think I need to calculate how long it would take us to remove this paint if we would only use this method. Let's bring out the big guns. I'm gonna try this, just in case. So I know that people have used the Speedheater to remove the paint on the floor, but I've just been hesitant because it's never a good idea to use heat, which may cause a fire. There's also dust and all sorts of stuff here in between the cracks. So that's probably something that is more prone to burst into flames rather than the insulation or the floorboards themselves. So I'm just trying to use this so that it doesn't go above the cracks. And just in case, I have aluminum foil here. If I need to go like closer to the cracks, I can just hold this there, and it will prevent the heat from going between the floorboards. So I'm gonna try. I have water here if something starts to look sketchy. But other than that, I think we'll see in a few minutes if this is a good option, because if this doesn't work, I don't think there is any other way that we can remove the paint without going insane. Let's check. I'm gonna put my mask on later if it seems like this works. Yay, bubbles. Let's try. Much better, but really sticky. Okay, this is 10,000 times better. Instead of getting annoyed for nothing coming off, it's actually quite pleasing to see it kind of you can kind of like just slide the paint off. It's looking good. to leave the doors open. Get some like fresh air here. Okay, let's try to step back. It's much more red than I would have wanted it to be. I tried using the Speedheater for longer to get the red off, but it just seemed to make the wood so hot that it was like steaming. So I'm not sure if it's possible to get the red stuff off. So tomorrow I think I'm gonna get my husband here, so we'll get more done than this, probably double that. But yeah, so it's gonna take a few days to get this whole room done. I think this is about a bit over 30 square meters. So yeah, it's gonna take time, but then again, it's a simple job for a simple mind, so it's just work. That's what it is. And once it's done, it's done. Ah, slush.
Last December there was snow up to my knees this time of the year. Now we just have whatever this is. The rain had been going on for what seemed like months. But then, suddenly, the most beautiful snowfall. We headed out for a walk to admire the quiet, snowy forest and the trees that were bending under the heavy layer of fresh snow. We walked down to the lake, and yet it was still just very black. It was a promise of something that was about to come. My favorite season. I've still never encountered a winter without snow, so I'm counting on that this year too. Eventually, the winter will come and stay. But it just wasn't the time yet. Our house was rebuilt or extended in 1872, but at least a part of the house is thought to have been here much longer than that. We've heard rumors that a part of it has been brought here from another village or repurposed from an old drying barn. I've seen old maps that show buildings on this plot already in 1700s, so I think no one can really tell the truth anymore. However, this part of our house is apparently an old smoke cabin, where the smoke was intentionally allowed to fill the room and was then vented out to leave the space warm and dry. That caused the black locks in this room. There are 3 or 4 different types of floorboards here, but none of them seem to be from the smoke cabin era. Even if they're not that old, I'm glad to restore as much as possible of what's left of the original structures. So we're just doing a lot of work to undo the work of others. I don't know if it's fair for them, but I think it's the right thing to do.
I am really liking how it looks, even if it ends up being so patchy and uneven and kind of, it looks like it's just the paint has worn off. I think I might want to just leave it like it is and just like wax it, or I don't know, what do you have to put on top of it so that it kind of makes the wood softer. But anyway, this is where we're at, and we're heading towards Christmas, and we have no plans. We haven't bought any gifts. I haven't sent any cards. There has been zero stress about Christmas, and I'm really happy about it. And we're just gonna spend it at home, make some food and relax and watch TV, and that's about it. But it's nice to just kind of give yourself permission to just exist for 2 or 3 days without having like this endless list of things to do on your mind. Or it's gonna be on my mind, but I'm not gonna do anything about it. So there's this difference. In the next video we're gonna continue with the floor, and hopefully by then we'll have more than half of it done. It is going faster than I expected, so we have now done about a quarter. Next week or the week after that I'm gonna grout the bathroom walls just to get it over with, because it's constantly on my mind as a task I have to do, and I'm a bit worried about, because the grouting of the floor was such a disaster. So it's better to just get it over with. But by the next video I hope we have done at least half of this room. So I guess that's it for now. Happy holidays if you're celebrating, and if you're not, just relax. Happy weekend, happy week, and I'll get back to you before New Year. So we're gonna see how far we have gotten with this project. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.